Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Let's Dish. I'm Jennifer Roscoe. I am so glad you are here because my guest today, I have been talking about his life story, my family, for days now. Everything that I keep reading about him, it's absolutely fascinating. He has been featured in Bon Appetit magazine, TodayShow.com. They've done stories about him. I really think that this is going to be a special episode. So glad you're here, and I'm so glad Peter Glatz is here. Thank you so much for taking the time to be in my little kitchen. You come to us, I should start with, from Capre Restaurant, which is the fairly new restaurant over at Prairie Fruits Farm. Tell us, why did they start Capre?
Well, the farm was started by Leslie Cooper Band in West years ago, and they were finally ready to retire, and they sold the business to Lauren Brokish, who has several other restaurants in Central Illinois Bakehouse, and she was just looking on taking the farm and really building it into a culinary destination.
Because Prairie Fruits Farm, it has been known, I mean, award-winning goat cheese. Yeah. So it's been there north of Champaign-Urbana. And so this really is just kind of building on what's going on out there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have opportunities to take goats on, walks, and they have goat yoga and all kinds of fun activities, plus really good food.
And it's that whole sustainable, it's that farm to table concept that I know you are super into, and we're going to talk a lot more about that. And we're going to incorporate this into the dish we're working on today. So tell us, Peter, what are we going to make?
Okay, we're going to make a free-form pie called a galette. In Italy, they have a similar thing they call a crostata. I love it because it's a wonderful entryway into pie making. A lot of people are just phobic about making pie pastry, and this is, exactly.
Me. I'm chicken.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is a really good starter project, and besides being just very, very delicious. So,
and these can be sweet or savory. Today, we're going to do
a savory.
Savory. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to be utilizing summer squash from the farm. We're going to be utilizing some of our fresh chef goat cheese from the farm.
Well, and I know that using seasonal ingredients, really important to you.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to taste the best, they're going to be the freshest, and let's get it at peak.
Exactly.
Okay, so what is the first thing that I can do?
Well, for the constraints of time, I'm going to just talk a little bit about the process of making the pie dough, and then I'm going to bring some pre-made pie dough out, and you're going to start rolling.
Because I told Peter, I go, we've got about 30, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, and he said, okay, I'm going to make it ahead of time.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
The important thing about making pie dough is that you want everything to be really cold. So I put my mixing bowl and my flour and water in the freezer. So we'll be working as cold as possible. Now, the secret for making flaky pie dough is getting the butter into tiny little pieces within the flour, and then as the dough bakes, the butter kind of releases some steam, and that's where your flakiness comes from.
Okay.
So for making the pie dough, I'll start out with a pound of butter, or a stick of butter, and this is like about a quarter pound right there, and a box grater. I'll use the wide holes, and I'll just take the wrapper off and then grate the butter and incorporate it into the flour. And once that's all incorporated, then I'm going to add ice water to it, and we don't want to overwork it. We want to retain those little tiny pieces of butter within that mixture. So
butter makes everything better.
Yeah, it does. My late wife used to swear about using lard in her pie dough, and it makes a super flaky crust, but butter tastes better than lard.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I
All
go
right.
with it.
That's our first lesson today.
Yeah. So anyway, we're not going to actually do this step here because we will not be finished in time, but we're going to move over to the other side.
Okay.
And I'm going to bring some pie dough that I made exactly that way out. And
How did you learn all of this?
a lot of YouTube. Late nights with
Answer,
YouTube.
though, because
Yeah,
I have looked up things on YouTube as well.
sure. So,
Like America's Test Kitchen, I always feel like
Yeah.
they know what they're doing.
and Food and Wine has a nice little instructional videos on their website, and
Okay, so we're
lightly
flouring.
flouring that, and we'll put our dough in the middle. It's pretty cold, and
Okay,
we
but
want.
what's in this pie dough? Because there's something else in there
I
besides
have
just butter
black
and flour.
pepper
Black
because it's
pepper.
going to be a
Okay.
savory goblet.
Got it, got it.
All that's in this dough is all-purpose flour, butter, water, salt, and
pepper.
black pepper.
Okay.
Okay, so start with your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Start compressing this down, trying to maintain a circular shape.
Okay. I'm doing this. Now, Peter, people might be watching and say, wait, that's my old dentist. You were a dentist
Yes.
in Springfield.
Yeah.
40 some years.
40 years.
Wait, but we got to go before that, though. We got to talk about, okay, well, there, look at you. Look at you with the short hair, looking all official. 40 years as a dentist in Springfield, but before that, I want to say you were at the U of I.
Uh-huh.
You were in Allen Hall, and that's kind of when you tell me about how baking bread got you to. Should I go farther out than that?
You can start rolling now.
Oh, now I can start rolling.
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you start baking bread at Allen Hall?
I was socially awkward, and on Friday night I never had a date, and so I would get the key to the Allen Hall kitchenette and bring a knapsack with my books and start baking bread.
And who are we looking at here?
Okay, well, then when I wasn't making bread,
You were serving drinks?
Yeah, well, we opened up like a little illegal pop-up bar on weekends, and so I've gotten into hospitality early in life.
Yeah.
So.
So, and that's how you ended up meeting your first wife.
Yeah. Actually, she volunteered to make popcorn for one of our illegal pop-ups, and we got to talking, and her grandfather had an organic truffle farm, vegetable farm back in Springfield. I was invited to come home with her for spring break, and then her grandfather offered me a job, and we ended up getting engaged and married. But I was interested in being an organic farmer. She was more interested in traveling to Europe, and I ended up switching to dentistry so I'd make a little more money.
So she could go to Europe. Yeah. Well, that's what I read that your dad said. Being an art major is fine, but you need to go make some money there,
Yep.
Peter. Go be a dentist, and
Yep.
you listened to him.
Well, yeah, not at first, but yeah, no, I ended up doing exactly what he told me to do. So anyway, start in the center,
Okay.
and roll, and then
Turn.
give it a little turn. And what you're going to want to do, this handy little mat has measurements, and our sheet pan is about 12 inches, so you're going to want to make this, about that big.
Get it to the 12. Okay. To that line. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, do I go back and forth and turn?
Well,
No,
I
just
like
one
to
way.
start in the middle
Start in the
and
middle.
roll away from me.
Like that?
Yeah, and then turn the
And
dough.
then turn,
Yeah.
and then middle,
Uh-huh.
and turn.
And if you find you're starting to stick, just give yourself a little more flour.
Okay. How many of these have you made, Peter?
How many?
Galettes.
This will be the second one today.
Oh,
But
but over the course of your years, is this kind of one of your favorite recipes that you like to make?
yeah, because it's one thing, I make pie dough balls and freeze them. So I already have pie dough in my freezer, and when I get some fresh produce, then it's something you can put together very, very quickly. My present wife does childcare for some farm families, and she'll come home with like 5 bushels of sweet corn, and I'll process that in the freezer. But anytime you need to bring a little culinary gift to somebody, I can pull the dough out and whatever produce we have,
Oh, I love it.
put this together pretty quickly.
And who doesn't love a pie?
You're doing great.
Yes, thank
Yeah,
you.
you're a
I
natural.
like the encouragement because I never know.
Yeah.
I never know if the person standing next to me is going, give me the roller and let me do it myself.
Yeah, there always is that temptation. But
Okay, so let's go back.
Okay.
You're a dentist in Springfield, and you have hip surgery.
yeah, I had a hip replacement.
Hip replacement, yeah.
2015, and I was off work for 6 weeks, and then went back to work. And 1 week later, my wife passed away unexpectedly in her sleep.
So sad. You were married 40, how many years?
43 years.
43 years.
Yeah. And, I went into a depression, and finally one day I woke up and looked at my little dog and looked at this big old farmhouse that we had and said, I don't need this anymore. I'm going to start all over again.
Well, and talk about also, I had read, you looked at dentistry and thought the people who are coming in, I'm not necessarily making them happy, but your cooking makes people happy.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Well, it's sharing food is just a way of going past differences between people. You can come together over a plate of food. It's just very a way to give of yourself through that.
And you had been cooking with her before. You were going to music festivals.
Yeah.
With Big Bertha? Okay, I know we have a picture of Big Bertha. We got to tell people. I mean, where did you ever get the idea, I'm going to buy a school bus and sleep in it?
I started going to music festivals. I used to go to one that was near here in Chillicothe called Summer Camp, and I was a tent camper. And one day a guy pulled up next to me in a school bus, and we got to be friends, and I started going to festivals with him. And one day he said, you need to get your own bus.
Get off my bus. Go get your own.
Yeah. And,
So do we have that picture of Big Bertha?
I'm going
Oh, it's coming up.
finish this up here real quick.
Oh, here's Big Bertha.
And that picture was taken right behind Cabaret Restaurant at Prairie Fruits Farm. That's where I'm living right now.
Not full time.
No, I go home on the weekends and spend it with my wife, but
Back in Springfield. Okay.
yeah.
But so you're going around to music festivals. Did I read right that you have cooked for Johnny Cash?
Yeah, well, it's all happened. One of the bands that I ended up cooking for at a festival, the keyboard player was a record producer, and he started a band called Hardworking Americans, and it was a side project of a popular band at the time, Widespread Panic. And let me get this going for a second here.
That's okay. You know what? We are going to take a quick break.
Okay.
Since we're moving on to, we're going to cook up some squash and stuff. We're going to, we'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
All right, we're back. You were just about to put some butter in your pan?
Yeah.
You want to do that?
Okay.
And then I had asked during the commercial break, so did Johnny Cash taste your food?
Yeah, no, Johnny Cash had passed away by that point. The friend of mine who started the side project, Hardworking Americans, they were going to be recording, and they were going to be recording in Johnny Cash's cabin studio.
Okay.
And so they asked me if I could come down with my bus and cook for everybody during the recording session.
Oh, that's cool. How do you
And-
decide what to make? Now you're kind of cooking for celebrities.
Yeah, I had to check everybody's dietary preferences, and I had to come up with a menu that was, I either had a vegetarian alternative or, just straight vegetarian. So that's what I did. I just reached out to everybody and, like, what are your aversions, what are your allergies, and then figured out things that I could do in the bus that would, dishes that I enjoyed doing that, were you could do on the road, so to speak,
Yeah. So so now, so you had been doing some cooking, going to different music festivals, and then suddenly thinking, okay, maybe dentistry is not the game plan anymore. And that is a massive life decision because I saw the picture of you as a dentist. At what age are you thinking, I'm going to totally turn my life upside down?
Well,
How old were you?
I was, I think, like 65 at that time.
65.
Yeah.
At 65 is when people go, okay, I'm going to go golf and I'm going to go, I don't know, sit on a beach, but that's not you.
No, and I mean, I respect other people's, what their desires are. I have a friend who says that, he's really happy living in his condo and watching somebody else mow his grass while he's in his air-conditioned living room. And, I get that, but I must have, ADHD because I got to be doing something.
Well, and talk about doing something. So you have to tell the story about what was that first restaurant? Nonesuch?
Nonesuch in Oklahoma City.
So,
yeah.
okay, so this restaurant was named, Bon Appetit named it Best
New Restaurant
in America. And you sent them your resume.
Yeah, I started following them on Instagram after I saw the Bon Appetit feature on them, and I said, I want to work there someday. And I saw they were advertising for a line cook, and I sent in my resume, which was 7 pages of dentistry and about a quarter page of culinary. And, much to my surprise, they said they wanted to have me come out for 2 days for like a working interview. And, that first day, I did so many things wrong. And I came home and thought, I'm never going to get this job, but I'm here. I'll, get as much experience as I can from being here 2 days. And at the end of the second day, they offered me the job, which I was shocked. But
did they ever tell you why? Why did they hire a dentist to be a line cook?
I think because I was weird. My story was weird enough, and
it had to have. I mean, there has to be something about your attitude about life. And maybe your love of food. I don't think it was just because you were weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
It worked out.
Yeah, it really did. And it wasn't an easy year. There were some days that I'd come home just feeling so beaten up. And I remember sending a text in the middle of the night to a chef that I had trained under before. And she responded back right away. That's what you can, in the restaurant business, you can send text messages out at 2 o'clock in the morning.
You were all awake because you just got off of work.
Yeah, and she said, you're not doing brain surgery, and, mistakes happen. She said, we sent out a dessert that just didn't work, and it didn't come together, and we just, said it was like you drink this dessert instead of eat it with a spoon.
It's called a pivot.
Yeah,
it's called a pivot.
Exactly.
No, I meant for it to be liquefied as opposed to frozen.
Yeah.
I mean, tell me about those days. You're talking about working those long days, and you're 60-something, working on a line with 25-year-olds.
Yeah. Yeah, and
that must have been a trip for them.
Yeah, and was interesting. Nonesuch was probably one of the cleanest restaurants I have ever been in.
Can I swirl that for you?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah,
Okay.
And we want to
Get
bring
it
it
all
up
the way
to
in?
about 2 inches
And
from
we're
the
working
edge.
with some Dijon mustard?
Yeah, I like to put that down first. Gives it a nice little tang. and you take that bite, and it's like, there's something interesting here. I can't figure out exactly what it is.
Do you want it closer to the edge, or is that good?
No, that's good. Don't go any further.
Got
You
it.
want to have that
Got it.
border.
Oh yeah, because we got to fold up the galette. Okay.
Yeah, but
So we talked.
at Nunsuch, like at 1 o'clock every day, we had to stop. We got all the dishes done. We swept the floor. We dumped wash water on the floor, scrubbed it with a brush, squeegeed it, and then got down on our hands and knees with a towel. And we did that at 1 o'clock. We did it right before dinner service, and we did it at the end of the day. And so, you know, I'm this, you know, 60-year-old semi-arthritic guy, you know, on my hands and knees with, you know, 27-year-olds, you know, crawling around drying floors.
Wow.
You know, all the stainless steel every day got scrubbed and polished, and
I don't know how your body was able to do that. I'm just thinking about it as making my joints hurt.
oh, I really had the best sleep of my life.
You would go home and
home,
just
yeah.
No waking up in the middle of the night.
Okay, you're just a natural with that, Jennifer. Now
Compliments from you mean so much.
Now we're going to have you move cheese around.
Okay, we gotta say something about this cheese.
Okay,
This is famous cheese. I
Yeah.
need to wipe off my Dijon finger.
Okay. Yeah, this is Prairie Fruits Chev, and you know, made right at the farm,
Yeah.
and
From the goats, that are there.
are happy.
How many goats are out there at Prairie
I
Fruits?
think the last I heard, the herd size was, you know, like 100, maybe 180.
Look at them. They could be the happiest goats in America.
Oh yeah. Well, when
That's why the cheese tastes so good. They're
yeah,
so
and when Carlo
taken care of well.
Petrini, the founder of Slow Food, came and had a luncheon here years ago, he said that when he left, that when he is reincarnated, he wants to come back as a Prairie Fruits goat. 'Cause-
Living their best life.
yeah, you know.
Is there a secret to their goat cheese? and why
Well,
it's so good?
you know, it's going to be a combination of the quality of the diet, and they you know, work really hard to get the grassland optimized so that the goats are having, you know, an ideal diet. The cheese making process, surprisingly, I worked in the creamery for a while last year, and I realized
Let me
that,
stir that.
yeah, if you would please, being a cheesemaker, about 80% of your time is spent cleaning equipment, cleaning
Wait, how much?
containers. About 80% of the job is
80%?
yeah. I was all excited about
fascinating.
making cheese, and when
And you're just cleaning stuff.
yeah, and like I wasn't really getting to do the fun stuff, but that's the reality. Is that you just have to have, you know, absolutely
Yeah.
pristine
Oh,
conditions.
That's super interesting. Okay, so
Okay,
now,
so-
yeah.
We're going to transfer that mixture to the top here. I'll just kind of even this out so we don't leave too many spaces.
So we should say we had corn in here, shallots.
Yeah.
Did I see you put anything else in here?
And then, no, that's just corn and shallot right now.
Corn and shallots. And you want me to put that on top?
Yeah, I'm going to just get some of these holes filled out. One of the problems with pies is if your ingredients have a high moisture content, it kind of gets the bottom of the crust all soggy. So for a galette, I found that the goat cheese down first acts as a real good barrier to keep the crust from being wet.
It's a good base.
Or you could also layer sour cream, but this goat cheese just has such a wonderful flavor to it. A lot of people say they don't like goat cheese that has kind of a soapy flavor, and I always, you know, say,
well, maybe it's the kind of goat cheese they're eating.
yeah,
Right? They haven't had good goat
and I
cheese.
say suspend your judgment for a moment, just try this, and you know, if you don't like it, you don't have to eat the second bite. But people that have an aversion to goat cheese will generally really love this cheese. It has such a fresh, clean taste. Okay.
Is there more than one kind of goat cheese over there? I should know this.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, here.
Transfer that.
Yeah, I'll let you.
Okay.
I'll let the expert handle it.
Yeah, we have, like this is the fresh chev. We also have cheeses that we put into little molds, and they'll develop a white coating like camembert or brie. So we have several different varieties of that. We also, when the goats are not making milk, we can get really high quality cow's milk from Kilgus in Fairbury, Illinois, and we make a Ukrainian farmer's cheese with the cow's milk.
Okay.
So that kind of keeps us in the business when
Yeah.
the goats are not feeding their little babies. All right, so I
Looks good. Smells
lay
good.
down the mustard, the Dijon mustard, and then the cheese. Okay, and then the next thing we're going to do is layer.
And let's talk about why they've been on a paper towel.
Okay, I mentioned that moisture will make your crust soggy, and in talking to you, I just made a really serious little blunder. I should have taken the dough off and gotten it onto the sheet tray before I burdened it down.
Well,
so
it's because I mean, you don't usually work while someone's asking you questions.
Exactly.
Tell us your life story and make a perfect galette, please.
yeah, so
It's challenging.
we
Can I
might get
help in some
to
way?
watch me make a fool of myself here, but
No,
we're all
no.
friends, aren't we?
There are no mistakes. Can I help?
Yeah,
Should I pick up this? It's a team effort.
Yeah.
I made tortillas for the first time last
good.
week and didn't do well. So, yeah, we got it. Ready?
I think so.
Wait. Let me get my hand under here. Ready?
One,
3.
two.
Oh, 1, 2, 3. Ah!
Okay.
Okay. It didn't break.
Yeah, we're
On the
ready.
bottom.
We're
We're
safe.
good. We're good.
Yeah. All right. So now what we do, the beauty of a galette is that you don't have to be fancy like you do with a pie. So I'm just going to go around and just do some folds. Now I understand you have a pie maker coming up on a future
Yes,
show.
in a couple weeks. Pies by Inge.
Oh, great.
She's gonna do some serious pie making.
Yeah.
So that'll be, I think, a double crust, and I'm looking forward to watching her technique as well.
Yeah.
Because everybody's got their thing, right?
She'll show you the right way.
Yeah. That is looking good. So let's see, we're caught up to when you were, okay, so that's pretty.
All right. And then the final step.
Okay.
And then we'll have a little more time to.
Yeah,
Jack.
I know, right? We got to get to it. See, you're good. You're keeping me on track.
So then we're going to brush the dough portion with egg wash, which is just beaten egg with some water with it.
Okay.
And just, do.
Do. Like do. Is that good? Too much? Too little?
No, that's good.
Okay, good.
Just try to get it all, the exposed area.
All
covered.
exposed area. Got it. Got it. Are these special eggs?
Well, we get eggs from local farmers.
Nice. Do you want to give a shout out? That's okay if you don't know.
I don't do the ordering, so
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not sure
okay.
which-
That's okay. But what has been nice as I've been having these different chefs come on is the ones who are sourcing maybe their poultry or their beef from local farms, and I just love that there's definitely more of this trend, and you've probably definitely seen it. You've seen it in the bigger restaurants, but now it's coming to Central Illinois where people want to eat the food that was raised down the street. So anyway, I think that's great.
Yeah.
So you were working over at Nonesuch. Okay. And then where did you go after that?
Well, then I had been hired by a chef that I had trained under. She had a restaurant in Chicago, a Michelin one-star restaurant.
Elizabeth.
And she bought a old hunting lodge up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan in deep woods. Okay, well, one other step here, and then I'll continue on the
Cheese
story.
and more cheese.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
What are we working with here?
Oh, this is a cheese that I don't even know the details on. It's just something Chef Garen got in.
Parmesan.
We're just going to put a little of this
Reggiano.
on top.
Now we got some Italian cheese going.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
At this point now, it's going to go into a 450 oven,
Okay.
and we're going to have to
So
watch
the
it.
zucchini goes on later?
Well, as it is, that would be great. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not questioning,
Yeah, I know.
but okay, so we'll put some on, and then we're going to take a little break,
Okay.
and so we're just going to layer like that.
Right.
Okay, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have the zucchini layered.
Okay,
You'll
good.
see an almost finished product. All right, dun da da da. We did it. We layered the zucchini, well, the yellow squash and zucchini. Added some more cheese because you can't have enough cheese.
Right.
We did good.
All right.
We did good. All right, you go ahead and put it in.
Into a 450 oven, and we're going to have to watch it because depending on the oven, it can go anywhere from 20 minutes to a half an hour.
Okay, so I'm going to set my timer, and through the magic of television, all right,
Once you
done.
said, okay.
We have one.
Yes.
Yes, because that's got to bake, and then you serve it. You don't serve it right out of the oven, correct?
Well, you can serve it warm, but you can have to serve it at room temperature as well.
Is that ideal?
But, you don't want to burn yourself, so.
Yeah. Okay,
All right.
good. So we've got one.
Yes.
Yeah, let's show people what the finished product looks like, because it's really pretty. All right, I'm going to move this. Look at that. That just looks gorgeous and rustic and yummy. Okay, that serves how many people?
I would
Because
say.
I could do probably half of that.
I would say.
I mean, on a good day, Peter.
6. You get 6 out of it.
6?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Just a little
I
piece
know.
like that.
I know. That's probably wise.
Unless you're.
Unless it's a main course.
Yeah. Then you could, you and your husband could just split it and have a nice little side salad.
Oh yeah. So okay, that is a question. Would this be served more as a side, or a main, or an appetizer?
It could be
doesn't matter.
it could be a main course. It could be a side dish. An appetizer. Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
Okay. All right. So we got to Elizabeth. Working at Elizabeth.
Yeah. Oh, and so she opened up an inn in the Upper Peninsula, Michigan, and she asked me if I would come to work for her. And I'd gotten married right before I started at Nonsuch, and we got married at Elizabeth Restaurant, at her restaurant. I got to cook the reception dinner, and it was a
Wait,
lot
you
of fun.
cooked your own reception food?
Yeah. Almost was late for the altar, but
No stress whatsoever. And
Yeah.
you know what? We do have a picture.
Yeah.
Scott, let's pull up that picture. It's a beautiful dish. Was it a cassoulet?
No,
What did
it's
you make?
a Provençal
Okay.
lamb daube, a springtime lamb stew. Recipe from a famous French chef who has a restaurant in New York City, Daniel Boulou. That's where I got the recipe from.
Look at that. Was that in a magazine? Because it should have been in a magazine. Food and Wine, Bon Appetit. Look at how gorgeous that is. And so you're just whipping this up before you're going to say some vows, huh?
Yeah.
But I guess you were used to being stressed because you were working in kitchens. So then the two of you, you and Anna, Ann,
We were hired to work in the inn. Ann was going to be an innkeeper, and I was going to be like sous chef. And then COVID hit, and I got a call after I had given up my job at Nonsuch in Oklahoma City and given up the lease on the apartment. I got the call that the summer schedule is canceled. And so I had my school bus in Oklahoma that we used it as our moving vehicle. And it's like, well, we're just living this until we figure out, because at the beginning of the pandemic, you didn't know what to do. You didn't know if
nobody
you should
did.
travel, And we just were kind of little nomads for a while.
And you found work at different restaurants?
Well, no, during the the early part of the pandemic, I just wasn't working. Well,
Yeah.
I ended up working on a farm,
Okay.
just for in exchange for food and a place to park my bus.
Got
So
it.
I did that for that summer instead. And then when the restaurants started opening up again, I saw that a restaurant that I really have been following, Spoon and Stable in Minneapolis, head chef Gavin Kaysen, who is Daniel Boulud's protege. They hired me as a bread maker and pasta maker. And so we lived there for 9 months. Minnesota, a little bit too cold for a school bus in winter, so
Yes.
we left in October. And
Okay, you have to tell me. This is Thomas Keller. I don't know
Yeah.
all of the famous chefs in the world, but I know Thomas Keller.
Yeah.
French Laundry. When were you with? Were
Well,
you cooking with him, for him?
yeah, the chef Gavin Kaysen has a series at his restaurant called Synergy, where he brings in guest chef and they'll do a menu, and they raise money for designated charities. And so he brought Thomas Keller and the French Laundry and Per Se crew, and we got to work side by side with them. And
Did you learn anything? I mean, did you walk away from the experience with anything for, okay, Thomas Keller did it this way, I'm going to now do it this way?
yeah,
What did he teach you about cooking?
little tiny tips, but some of the dishes are just so complex, that.
So he's next level.
Yeah. Kind of a cute little incident that happened was one of the dishes we use is top it with caviar, and it's a special type of caviar that's produced by a Chinese woman in Taiwan or someplace, and it comes in a blue plastic container, and I was supposed to get it open. I'm trying to figure out how to get this lid off. And finally, I saw where the separation was, and I lifted up, and the lid popped off with like a handful of this caviar. And the chef said to me, that's $3,000 worth.
That's what I was thinking about. How much did that cost on the ground? Oh,
But,
well, he taught you don't do it that way.
what's that?
He taught you don't pick it up that way.
No. Yeah.
Okay, do we have a knife?
Yes.
Shall we cut?
Yes.
I'm gonna go grab these plates while you dig into that. Okay, that is pretty. We're gonna get this on the plate, show everybody what it looks like inside.
And then how about, how hungry are you?
I'm pretty hungry.
Okay, why don't we eat half of it
Okay.
together, and then I'll send the other half home with you for your husband.
Oh, he would love it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, we're going to plate this, and we're going to find our table so we can dig in. We'll be right back.
Sounds good.
All right, we're back, and we're going to dig in. Peter, thank you for making this.
Let you have the
And
first taste.
quite often, I get the first taste. Okay. The chefs on cooking shows don't always get to eat their own food, so
Yeah.
this is why I like being able to do this.
Yeah.
So we can
I like
try it
this
together, and you
concept.
tell me if that worked.
Yeah.
That is very good. And I know what you're talking about with the goat cheese.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is just goat cheese you can't get at a grocery store.
So
It's so different.
such a clean taste.
Yes, that's it, because a lot of people say, oh, goat cheese, it's too strong,
Mm-hmm.
it's too much, it has too much bite. That is really good.
Sometimes they will say that it tastes soapy to them.
Now that I haven't heard. I hear people say that about cilantro. People either, it tastes good to that or it tastes like soap. Now
And that
I
is-
like cilantro.
That is a genetic thing too.
Yes. It was very good. Are you happy with how this turned out? This is good. So tell me about, we had shown the picture before, we're going to do it again. When you were in Nashville, you were working in research and development because food that's good for your gut is very important to you. So tell me about all of that. Where were you working?
Well, I was working at a restaurant called Audrey in East Nashville. It was a restaurant that was started by famous Southern chef Sean Brock. And I have a strong interest in fermentation from both a health perspective, supporting gut health, and from a culinary perspective about unleashing new flavors. And so when I saw that after I had agreed with my wife that we were going to go off the road and get a house or an apartment in Springfield, I saw that on Instagram that they were looking to hire a technician for their research and development fermentation lab. And the resume I sent in now was like 7 pages of dentistry and 7 pages of culinary. So
you had a lot more to show. Yes. And so, I mean, what was, as you worked there in R&D, what was something that you guys came up with?
Well, one thing
that you put into practice.
Okay. Well, one thing we're endeavored to be a zero waste kitchen.
Okay.
So when in the production kitchen, everybody would save all their vegetable trimmings, scraps, butchering meat and fish to get uniform sized serving portions. All that trim was frozen. And then when we accumulated enough of the vegetable trim or meat or fish trim, then it'd come up to the lab and we would either lacto-ferment it, like you would make sauerkraut, or in the case of like the meat proteins, we would make something called garums, which is sort of like fish sauce.
Okay.
And we made thousands of gallons of all these products with things that would otherwise have gone in the compost.
Yeah.
We grew our own koji mold on rice and barley. Koji is a mold that is responsible for making miso, making sake, making soy sauce. And what this mold does, you grow it on rice, you grow it on barley. It has enzymes that will break down large protein molecules into amino acids and break down big sugars into smaller sugars. And you don't really taste a lot of flavor from big protein molecules, but when they're broken down into the smaller little amino acid units, you're coming up with flavors that were there all the time. We just couldn't perceive them.
We just have never tasted them.
Yeah, and so we did a lot of experimentation. The koji mold has protease, which breaks down the proteins, and amylase, which breaks down the sugars, and then you're creating new flavors. So, for example, we could get all of our tomato trim and like a single variety tomato. Sean Brock's favorite was a tomato called Mr. Stripey. We get all that trim.
Never heard of Mr. Stripey.
We would ferment it, and then when it had been nicely fermented, we'd take all that 5-gallon bucket of this stuff and put it through a cider press and squeeze all the liquid out, and then we can get that liquid and concentrate it, and then create a very intense, flavorful sauce that we would end up using on our tomato dish. So we're actually seasoning our dish with itself.
Itself, yeah.
But we're tasting things that we weren't able to taste before.
I don't think people realize how much science can go into food and the making of it, and that's fascinating. Are you using any of those concepts at Capre?
No,
Or
I'm
that's
doing.
kind of out there stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm doing more of that on my own cooking.
Yeah.
Champaign County has real strict health inspection criteria, and fermentation is not something that they're really comfortable with.
Got it.
And regardless of what my personal beliefs are, we're running a clean business that adheres to all the rules and regs. So,
Yes, very
yeah.
good. All right. I'm going to, I had a big piece of pie crust, and that was so delicious. All right. We've got more questions for Peter when we come back. Don't go away. All right, we've just been enjoying this lovely galette that you made for us. Do you ever look back on your time, the number of years you spent as a dentist? Do you ever look back and wish, I wish I had made the decision to leave sooner, so you could have been cooking for longer? Do you think you would have made the same choices?
In a theoretical sense, I suppose, but I had 3 children and colleges and
Costs money.
yeah, and so it was the years I spent in dentistry, allowed them to get a good start on a life, and so for that reason, I'm glad I stuck with it and didn't bail earlier and left when not as a consequence of running away from something, but running towards something.
Mm-hmm.
So
It was definitely a calling for you.
yeah. Now I do experience the effects of arthritis, and it kind of wish I had a younger body doing the job that I'm doing right now.
Yeah, but it's incredible what you are able to do. Don't you think that it's doing the amount of work and the kind of work you're doing that it's keeping you young?
Oh yeah. Even though it's not like lifting weights in a gym. Especially the job in Nashville, we're fermenting everything in 5 and 6 gallon buckets. Those are all heavy things to lift all the time, and so I get a workout.
We should say who's in the picture.
Yeah,
with
this is Chef Garen Sanchez.
He's the head chef?
Our head chef, and one of the most gifted chefs I've worked with, and the kindest person that I've ever had the privilege of working with.
How much input do you have on the menu? I was looking at it yesterday online, and I saw this picture. I have to get over there to eat that trout.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's gorgeous. Not only tastes good, but is beautiful to look at. How much input and influence do you have on the
Well,
menu?
that particular dish is Chef Garen's concept, so he gets all the credit for that. We do ticketed theme dinners on Wednesday with the theme. Last one we did was English pub food. Before that it was the south of France. So when we have one of those events come up, he'll ask me for ideas, and I usually will end up having my hands in designing 1 or 2 courses. And I make, for the English pub, I made steak and ale pies. So, once
that's
again,
fun.
Playing around with my pie crust.
Well, and it keeps it fun that you get to experiment and play and try things that you're not cooking every single week.
We're going to be putting my crab cake recipe on our new menu, and that was a recipe I learned from Sean Brock when I was in Nashville.
Okay,
And
I have
best,
to get out
best
there.
crab cakes you'll ever have tasted.
I'm sold. I love a crab cake.
And no filler, just it's all
Okay,
crab.
when is this happening? Do we have
I think,
a date?
I think,
I got to get
Chef
it on the
Garen
calendar.
said he was going to be working on making a batch of the crab mixture while I'm here with you. So
Oh my
I think it's
gosh,
going to launch
okay.
on our new menu, which would
So
be
you're going to have a new
probably
summer
Thursday.
menu
Yeah,
coming out?
yeah.
All right.
I
so
think
the trout
Thursday
might
is
not
gonna
be out there if you're headed out. We don't know if trout by the time this airs is going to be on there. Okay, so summer menu. And let's talk about Capri. So besides, you have a menu that you can order off of, but I also noticed you can do a chef's where you can get a starter and a main and a dessert and a salad, so you can order that way as well. I mean, lots of different options.
Yeah, and on Tuesdays, we do Taco Tuesday, so we don't have our regular menu going, but we have a mushroom miso taco for vegetarians, and then 2 other meat-based taco, and you know, they're really good. I always order tacos for myself on Tuesdays. And then, like I say, we have the themed dinners on Wednesdays, which change every 2 weeks. And then our Thursday, I believe it's this Thursday, we launch our new summer menu.
Okay.
And so we have dinner service on Thursdays, Friday, Saturday, and we do brunch on Saturday and Sunday.
And you can visit the farm. Go out there as well.
And we have a beautiful pavilion, and even if you're not there for a whole meal, you can get a glass of wine, and we can make you a cheese board or a charcuterie board, and you know, go sit underneath the pavilion and you know, just enjoy.
Pet a goat.
Farm. Yeah.
Have a glass of wine, pet a goat.
Yeah.
That's a date. That's a good date night right
It is,
there.
yeah.
That's perfect. I have to ask, okay, you're 72, Peter. How much longer are you going to do this? Do
Well,
you have a game plan or a
right now,
schedule?
it's 75. Do it till I'm 75.
75.
Yeah. But then we'll see.
Then we'll. Yeah, I have a feeling. I don't know. I mean, if the arthritis is still okay, I can see you as maybe one who will still be in there maybe once or twice a week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eating the food. So we've got just about a minute left. What has working in the restaurant world taught you about life?
Number one, you have to make yourself vulnerable. You have to expose yourself to criticism. You have to be willing to take risks. Like every first day at a new restaurant is like my first day at kindergarten. You know, you don't know anybody, you're insecure, you got butterflies in your stomach, but you just go in and do the best job that you can. If things don't go right, then you know, go home and cry a little bit, and then get up the next morning and hit it harder. You know, as opposed in dentistry, you don't take risks. You know, you're dealing with people's health.
Yeah. All right, Peter, thank you.
Oh,
this was
it's been a pleasure.
so very special. Thank you for what you brought, we made, and we got to eat together.
Nice, yes.
All right, thank you so much. Happy eating, everyone.